Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be filming probably the most requested thing that I have had asked constantly, but haven't actually ever done or had the chance to do, and that is my hair. When I say my hair, I mean people ask me all the time how I style it and how to get the waves. So I'm gonna go through that with you all today. It's pretty easy, much easier with sort of like short hair, but even if you have sort of like a lob style haircut, this is the same sort of technique that I would use. So yeah, I do hair. I'm gonna talk to you guys as I do it. I do makeup, hair and manicuring, and so when it comes to hair, I think the messier and the more undone the better. I have this weird like little undercut thing that I've been trying to grow out for ages. It just sort of, I have that little undercut there because I have quite thin hair, but a lot of it, and if I don't do that undercut, my bob literally, I look like Grug. I look like Grug. I'm using the Eevee Professional Hair Straightener here. I quite like the Eevee because it has little like silicone style plates on the inside. I don't even know if they're silicone. All I know is it's like some sort of rubber that doesn't give that weird clapping sound, even though that sounds quite like a clap. It has like those little plates, I'm not sure if you can see it on the inside, but really help grip the hair, and you're not putting your hair directly on the ceramic, which I really quite like. And yeah, this little guy I bought from Hairco, and I'm putting the temperature to 210. So basically I tend to make the roots really quite straight so that it sits quite flat, and then I will generally, the front I will curl outwards and sort of pull it down, and always making the ends quite straight. I feel like that's what gives it a little bit more of a modern look. If you want to give it more of a bend, you can. And then what I do is I sort of pull it, like I pull it down while it's still hot so that it won't be too curly, like that. My hair has just been dried with a hairdryer prior to doing this. I don't put any product in it at all because I want to try and get the mostest out of this hair. I find that if I put product in it, it won't last as long. So I can normally get about a week out of my hair. So I don't want that. I personally don't want that shape. While that's still hot, again, I will sort of pull it down so that it's, I find that if it's too curly, sometimes I will curl it quite a lot and go to bed with it, and then the next day it's great. If I know I've got an early morning and I know I need to be somewhere quickly. But generally I don't really like it curly. The front is really important to me. What I do is I bring it forward. I'm using a little brush here, getting rid of any knots. I create this sort of shape here, so that I want to create this type of shape. I don't want it to be like the McDonald's sign. I always say at the very middle, and then what I do is I just give it a little bit of a bend out. That's way too much. But look, I'm showing you what sometimes can happen because I just want it to be super soft. So again, while it's still hot, pulling it down, even if you want to give it a little bit of a brush. Yeah, great, that's perfect. So I want it to go flat with a little bit of a bend at the end, so it sort of like frames my face. Second thing, the zigzag. Out, no, yeah, out, in, out, and down. So, missed that little guy. But this is what creates those little bends and also gives the hair some body. Bend, you're creating a zigzag. Beautiful. And then I might do a little curl in between. So again, outwards curl, Again, really careful with the ends, keeping them straight. And then another zigzag. So I sort of alternate it. Yeah, I sort of alternate it so that it gets a little bit of both. There's the little straight parting through there. So I might give that one a little bit of a curl. It's probably a bit too curly again. Sometimes I will do, yeah, sometimes I will do one that's maybe a little bit curly in the mix. Giving it a little bit of a brush out. This part here has a bit straight. I might bend that a little. So using the straightener to just create a bend. Yeah, great. Cool. Alright, so that's one side done. Don't give myself any body because I feel like when you add body to your hair, that's when it can look a little bit dated and a bit gaudy. Whereas I just want it to look really sort of pretty and modern. And for that to always come forward. You don't want this shape. This shape, I mean, if you're going to tuck it behind the ear and wear it straight, my little like sideburns here, then fair enough. Even this I tend to sometimes tuck behind the ear and sort of have a little bit of a situation like that going on. But generally you want it sort of coming forward. That's what creates that beautiful shape in your face. So, alright, I'm going to do the other side. Bear with me. I'm just going to go over this front part again because this is like the main important thing to create the shape that you want. So again, pulling it forward over the face and just lightly bending it. Right, almost like at the last minute. That's sort of coming up a bit too high. You sort of want it to sort of, you want to sort of like take it down to a bend just at the bottom of your eye before sort of like the cheekbone. Like that, yeah. Whereas if you start too high, that's when it will look like that. I always say that the front of your hair should look like a little curtain. I prefer that shape. I think it's like, if you're gonna have a middle part, it's way more modern and it looks a little bit more finished. Gone are the days of like the big brush, lush, big curly blow wave. Like, you remember that blow wave where people would put all the brushes in and you'd get that big bustle at the bottom? I feel like those days, I mean, heaps of people still do it and it looks bloody amazing and it's gorgeous, but at the moment we're not seeing a lot of that. Those days are sort of a little bit over. If you're my age, 38, and you want that little bit, I'm not 38 yet, look, I'm 37, okay? I'm 37. Why do I keep saying that? Why do people do that? I don't know. I don't know. 37. But basically, if you want to have that still like fresh, modern little look, which gives you some texture, then yeah, then this is probably the go-to at the moment. And when I sleep on this and as it goes on, it'll look even nicer. Now, if I was going out, I would be using my favorite product, which is my Kevin Murphy Do-Over. This stuff is like, some people don't like it, but I absolutely freaking love it. It's a dry powder and it's like a finishing hairspray. It's got a volumizing property in it, as well as like a dry shampoo, as well as a bit of a hold, but it's so good. Like, I have to show you. Will give your hair the love and the texture and the body it needs without the crunchiness of hairspray. I don't use a lot of hairspray anymore these days unless I'm trying to create a specific look, like slicking it back into a bun or something. But I love this because it's dry and it's matte and it's not too heavy and it just lifts your hair from the roots. Look at how massive that is. I love how it like pieces it all out. And again, you can wear it behind the ears, but I am wearing it forward today. Big hair, don't care. Just rolling the ends like this to sort of make them stand out a little bit more. If you want to take some pieces and just sort of like, you know, give them a little twirl to make them stand out as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is how I do my hair. Hope that you got something out of this video. Hope that you enjoyed it. Hope that it made a lot of sense. If there's anything else that you would like to see on my channel, then please let me know. You can find me on Instagram just as my name, Tanya Guccione. And apart from that, I'll see you all next time. Bye.